Good morning, everybody. Let's give it about a minute and a half, maybe even 2 minutes. There's the old hacienda. A nice, modest home for a modest man. There's my ad control yard. The lawn maintenance personnel are arriving today. Today's subject will be gas and go. Sponsored in part by White Rag Recovery. White Rag Recovery, the fastest recovery you've ever seen. We'll give it to the stop sign and then we'll get started. Good morning, everybody. The subject for today is gas and go. Now, for those of you who don't know what gas and go is just topping off or filling up a unit with refrigerant that is leaking without finding the leak. Just filling it up so they have cooling and heading on your way. Gas and go takes on a special meaning now that R22 costs more than a human kidney. So the question then becomes, do you take a stand? Do you tell the customer no more gas and go? When you come to the customer, which you've seen them every year for the past 50 years, and you've put a pound of refrigerant in it every year, do you tell them, I can no longer do this? I can no longer put refrigerant in your unit. Now, for some of you in different parts of the world, it's not an option for R22 because you can't use R22 any longer. But in the United States, they're going to produce R22 until 2020, and then the remainder will be reclaimed and refurbished R22. For myself, whenever I go to a customer that needs R22, I still do gas and go. If that's what they want, that's what they get. Until they take the R22 away, that's how I'm going to roll. Now, that doesn't sound very self-righteous, but I know there's others out there that would refuse to do gas and goes, and I got no problem with that because I could just go do them and then I make all the money. But seriously though, some folks don't want to do them any longer. Some folks say it's not ethical to put R22 into a unit which is leaking down because it costs so much. There's not as much of it left overall. But to me, I like to keep it pretty simple. I mean, if someone wants to put R22 in a leaking unit, right now that's legal. You can do it. If you want to take a stand on it, that's fine. But I'll keep on doing it. If my customers want to be cool, they don't, they either don't have the money for it or they don't want to pay for it, then they can do it. There's not that much time left on that. And that being said, I often do tell them that it's not smart. But you can't stop people from being not smart. You can stop doing the gas and goes, you can stop doing the fill-ups altogether, unless they do a leak search or some sort of repair. But in the summertime here, it gets a little crazy, and with so many calls per day, you might not have time to exercise your self-righteousness. And you might just want to just go ahead and fill them up and move on your way so they're cool until the next time they leak down, and hopefully they consider making a repair. Because that's, in the end, that's the smartest thing to do, is either repair it or get rid of it if you don't want to repair it any longer. Now I have a customer that has leaking service valves, and the unit goes down several pounds of refrigerant every year. And I told her, and she asked me, she didn't have the money to replace the service valves and do the work that needed to be done. And I said, well, that's okay. I said, why don't you try to get, financed or a loan or something like that? And I gave her the name of people who do the financing. And she said she couldn't get financing. And then she asked if I would finance it. Well, I said, well, I'll think about it. And I thought about it and I decided no. The main reason being, if someone else doesn't want to finance her, there might be a reason for that. And plus, you know, you get into financing people, it's like opening up a whole bunch of extra work to do for no reason. So I told her if she wanted to, I could put refrigerant in it, because it wasn't completely out of refrigerant. Put some refrigerant in it and get her through the summer so she could save up, and she didn't want to do that. Which doesn't make much sense, because you figured you just do whatever you could with whatever you had, but I guess, I don't know. But yesterday was 86 degrees, so I'm pretty sure it was pretty toasty at her house. So I hope she comes to her senses and does the gas and go, so she can save up for an actual repair. Because this system is over 20 years old, and even the repair is not a permanent solution, because it is inevitable that another part of that unit's going to break. So the wise thing to do is just to upgrade the whole system to a different system. And typically I'm all about fixing stuff, but sometimes shit's too old to fix. And it's gonna keep breaking over and over again. And that's what I told her. I said, well, what about, you know, if I were to finance you for several months, and what if it breaks halfway through that? You might use that as an excuse to stop paying. What am I gonna do about it? So, one of the things, just gotta let it go. Can't save everybody. There's a solution to the problem. It might be temporary, but really both of those solutions are temporary. And gassing it up will cost a few $100s, but repairing all the stuff she needs repaired will cost $1,000. And it's still a 25-year-old unit when you're done. Gas and go is a complicated subject, because no matter when you get out of bed in the morning and you think to yourself, if I go to somebody's house and they're low on R22, I'm going to tell them, I'm not filling this thing up. I'm not going to do it. But then you look around and you see that they don't have any money, and they got little kids running around, and I tell you what, you're probably going to fill that unit up, and that's what I do. But tell me what you really do in your everyday service career. If you own the business, you work for a business, what's your stand on the old gas and go? Is it something that's gone away now? It's not coming back? Or is it something you still do if they want to? Let me know. I'm almost at my job. And I'll see you guys maybe a little bit later today when I wrap this thing up. Or if not, tomorrow on another edition of Live Stream.